Hello, you kick off the Sunday's edition of Qpvn English News Bulletin with Milinji and the headlines. Central Military Commission Standing Board previews key military and defense talks. Central Military Hospital 108 partners with UK medical education institutions. Vietnamese businesses explore opportunities to enter Canadian market. On June the 14th, General Phan Van Gia, Minister of National Defense, chaired the Central Military Commission Standing Board meeting to review and give opinions on several important issues. At the meeting, the Central Military Commission Standing Board reviewed the mid-year military and defense report of 2025, discussed directions and key tasks for the rest of the year, and gave feedback on the draft conclusion regarding leadership in military duties in party building within the military. The Central Military Commission Standing Board also reviewed plans for upcoming military conferences, approved the mid-year report on emulation and commendation, and provided feedback on military manpower and financial reports. The meeting concluded with a unified assessment that the reports prepared by the Ministry of National Defense were thorough, well-organized, and clearly articulated. They effectively reflected the current state of military and defense efforts with practical goals and strong focus on breakthrough and priority tasks for the months ahead. It was emphasized that the second half of 2025 poses heavy and urgent tasks requiring focused, summarized reports that identify strategic breakthroughs and core priorities to guide the military in implementation. The emulation and commendation work in the first half of the year has received focused and comprehensive leadership and direction from the Central Military Commission, the Ministry of National Defense, and party committees and commanders of all levels across the armed forces. It featured depth, innovation, and tangible effectiveness. Notably, the military successfully fulfilled training and combat readiness tasks while launching the swift Determined to Win emulation campaign to mark the 50th anniversary of national reunification. These efforts boosted morale nationwide and earned high praise from the party and state leaders, international friends, and the public, further honoring the image of Anglo soldiers and the resilient spirit of Vietnam. A delegation from Central Military Hospital 108, led by its director, Major General Lê Hữu Song, had just concluded a working trip to the United Kingdom. The visit opened up new opportunities for cooperation between Hospital 108 and leading medical education institutions in the UK. The delegation from Central Military Hospital 108 held working sessions with the Royal College of Surgeons, or RCS for short, the UK's leading institution for surgical and dental training, assessment and accreditation. They discussed plans to set up an RCS surgical training center at the hospital. The hospital's official recognition as a member of the RCS signifies that it meets the college standards for surgical training. During this working trip, we discussed the establishment of a surgical training center as an affiliate of the RCS at the Central Military Hospital 108. Once operational, the center will benefit not only our hospital surgeons, but also the broader Vietnamese healthcare system. It will allow both new and experienced surgeons to extend certified training courses with their qualifications recognized internationally by the RCS. The RCS also awarded RCS membership certification to Associate Professor Dr. Vũ Ngọc Lâm, Deputy Director of the Central Military Hospital 108. To receive this certification, candidates must pass the college professional competency assessment. At a meeting with the University of Cambridge School of Clinical Medicine, both sides discussed collaboration in medical training and research, especially student exchanges. The University of Cambridge mainly focuses on medical training and expressed interest in sending their medical students to our hospital for clinical internships. We also proposed sending out young doctors for both short and long-term training programs at Cambridge. They welcomed the idea and showed interest in promoting undergraduate and postgraduate exchange programs with us. During the visit, the delegation signed a memorandum of understanding with the Vietnamese Business Association in the UK to boost cooperation in technology transfer, hospital management, healthcare services, and homeland visits combined with medical care for overseas Vietnamese in the UK and Europe. As torrential rains from Storm Gulip lashed Đà Nẵng, floating fish cages at Amtrak Dam in Hoa Tiến Cam Minh Hoa Vang district broke loose and became lodged near the spillway, threatening the safety of the dam and nearby communities. In response, 60 officers, soldiers, and militiamen of the Đà Nẵng City Military Command were swiftly deployed to dismantle the damaged cages and clear the water flow. After a day of urgent efforts, the team successfully restored the water flow, its pressure on the dam, completed the removal of 40 fish cages and returned them to local residents. The military forces also assisted in cleaning up the area and managing traffic around Amtrak Dam, helping ensure absolute safety for the community. Hanoi has been assigned to conduct the site clearance and expansion of Ba Dinh Square in preparation for the military parade celebrating the 80th anniversary of the August Revolution and National Day. Deputy Prime Minister Mai Văn-Chính has tasked the Ministry of National Defense, the Ministry of Public Security, and the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism to coordinate the implementation and report progress by July the 15th. The Ministry of National Defense will finalize the parade plan in June, organize training and rehearsals, and stage a special art program to celebrate the occasion. Preparatory work must be reported to the government by June the 31st. The Ministry of Public Security, Ministry of National Defense, and Hanoi authorities are tasked with ensuring absolute safety and security for the national celebrations. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs will complete the plan for inviting international delegates, foreign press, and military units to participate and submit it to the Secretariat within June. The Vietnam television will broadcast live the celebrations, including the parade. Coming up next, Vietnamese businesses explore opportunities to enter the Canadian market. Awakening aesthetics of Vietnamese painting begins in Ho Chi Minh City. From June the 8th to the 13th, a delegation of the Communist Party of Vietnam, led by Mr. Phan Đình Trắc, head of the party's Central Committee's Commission for Internal Affairs, paid a working visit to Hungary. The delegation held meetings with leaders of the ruling party, other political parties, the National Assembly, ministries, and judicial agencies of Hungary. Mr. Phan Đình Trắc and First Deputy Speaker of the Hungarian National Assembly, Macha Machai, discussed national developments, bilateral ties, and party-to-party relations. They also exchanged views on regional and international issues, anti-corruption, judicial reform, lawmaking, and cooperation between the two countries' bureaucracies and localities. During meetings and exchanges, Hungary views Vietnam as its trusted and reliable friend and most important strategic partner in Southeast Asia, underscoring the country's special role in Budapest's Eastern opening policy. Mr. Phan Đình Trắc also met with leaders of the ruling Fidesz Party, the Socialist Party, and the Workers' Party. These parties have differing political orientations. All parties expressed strong support for the current government's policy of strengthening and deepening traditional friendships and relations with Vietnam and the Communist Party of Vietnam. He also thanked Hungary for being the first EU member state to ratify the EVIPA and urged further support to promote ratification by other EU countries. Vietnam's export turnover to Canada in the first quarter of the year recorded good growth, reaching nearly $2 billion and increasing by more than 13% compared to the same period last year. If this growth rate can be maintained, Vietnam's export will exceed the target set for this year, and Vietnamese enterprises will continue to develop in this market in the future. In 2024, trade turnover between Vietnam and Canada reached over $11 billion, with Vietnam enjoying a surplus of nearly $10 billion, partly thanks to the significant contribution of Vietnamese Canadian businesses operating locally. If businesses can effectively tap into market demand, there could be many opportunities for growth. We'll continue to support Vietnamese overseas Vietnamese as they are importers who understand the market and the consumption structure of the Vietnamese community in Canada. We would also like to note that the Vietnamese business community in Canada has experienced significant growth in recent years. This will be a potential consumer market for Vietnamese products. Canada is one of the most promising markets with an open economy, diverse demand for goods, high purchasing power, and stringent standards, serving as an important gateway for Vietnamese enterprises to gain deeper access to the North American supply chain. Vietnam's key exports such as textiles and garments, footwear, coffee, electronic components, and machinery are highly appreciated by Canadian consumers. Vietnamese products, especially agricultural products, are not only delicious but also eye-catching, meeting the goods needs. However, the Vietnamese community has yet to make an imprint on the goods market. Therefore, I thought of creating rental hub or rental food hub to bring Vietnamese processed agricultural products to this North American region, and from there can spread to many places in the world. In recent years, Vietnam has exported around $10 billion worth of goods to Canada annually. Of this, approximately $4 billion flows through U.S.-based suppliers, as Canada heavily relies on the supply chains of its southern neighbor. The growth of overseas Vietnamese enterprises will open up new opportunities for Vietnamese goods to enter the Canadian market more directly. Recently, the first talk entitled Feel, Observe, Appreciate, part of the series Awakening the Aesthetics of Vietnamese Painting, took place in Ho Chi Minh City. This marks the beginning of the experimental arts and literature project jointly initiated by Ngày Xưa Asia in collaboration with independent art researchers. The event drew many art lovers to listen, discuss, and practice. It focused on Vietnam's aesthetic history and major painting movements, with emphasis on the foundational role of the Indochina School of Fine Arts. The event continues with uncovering the legacy of the Indochina School of Fine Arts on June the 21st, Tam Kỳ, Divergence to Contemporary Flows on June the 20th, and ends with Exposition and the Art Market on July the 5th, all in Ho Chi Minh City. This promises to be a fascinating journey through the identity and evolution of Vietnamese painting from past to present. The project carries both artistic and cultural significance, blending theory with hands-on experience. Organizers aim to bridge knowledge and real-life engagement with folk art traditions. President Ho Chi Minh was affirmed at the Third Congress of the Vietnam Journalists Association in 1962. The mission of the press is to serve the people and the revolution. Under the party's leadership, Vietnam's revolutionary press has always stood alongside the nation, playing a key role on the ideological and cultural front and making significant contribution to the country's development. On the occasion of the 100th anniversary of Vietnam Revolutionary Press Day, let's hear how international leaders and journalists view its remarkable journey. Over the past century, Vietnam's revolutionary press has played a vital role in the cause of national liberation and contributed significantly to the country's great achievements in nation building and development. Throughout history, the Vietnamese press sector has played a pivotal role in the nation's fight for independence. In 1925, even before the official founding of the Communist Party of Vietnam, underground political organizations and grassroots movements were already using the press to disseminate information and inspire unity. These early journalistic efforts helped forge a powerful narrative centered on the Vietnamese people's longing for freedom, independence, and the preservation of their cultural identity. One topic that continues to attract significant interest from international readers is the economic outlook of Vietnam and the region. In particular, Vietnam's efforts to streamline its administrative system towards greater efficiency and effectiveness have drawn widespread attention from the global media. Recently, Sputnik has closely followed Vietnam's anti-corruption drive and the dynamic leadership of General Secretary Tô Lâm as the country enters a new era of transformation. We've featured insights from both Russian and Vietnamese experts, reflecting the role of modern journalism, offering diverse, well-informed perspectives that empower readers to form their own views. Above all, true journalism must uphold truth, objectivity, and integrity. At every stage of Vietnam, the revolutionary press has accompanied the people, giving voice to their hopes and vision for a better future. With a proud legacy of 100 years, journalists and media professionals, true warriors on the front lines of information, are committed to their mission, striving to earn the trust and respect of audiences both at home and around the world. It's the end of the latest news bulletin today. You can watch the news again at qpvn.vn. For the goodbye, I see you next time.